Shalom to all y'all about Shalom to the left. I just been sitting back analyzing the news and different stuff that's going on around the world. Meanwhile, when they're talking about this little pandemic stuff that's been going on, you still got countries doing this. And before I pull this scripture, I'm going to another one real quick. It's just part of my mind. It's the book of 1 Thessalonians chapter 5 verse 2. It says, "For yourselves know perfectly that the day of the Lord so cometh as a thief in the night." And see, with these Edomites, these Idumeans, what they're gonna do, they're gonna set stuff up and have people thinking shit's sweet. They're like a little false safety, making them think everything's going back to normal, or the new normal, so to speak. And that shit gonna be fake. It's gonna be a facade. And a lot of people, they ain't gonna be in this. They still gonna be thinking, oh, we got another 10, 20 years here and all that stuff. We're gonna be here in the year 2050 or 2090 or whatever little bullshit people be talking about. I'm gonna read another precept too. This is the book of 2 Peter chapter 3 verse 10. It says, "But the day of the Lord will come like a thief." It says the heavens will disappear with a roar. The elements will be destroyed by fire, and the earth and its works be laid bare. Now, what's gonna do something like that? This right here. And notice how they doing it at night too. That's a sneaky way to do something. There ain't no coincidence that's reading the scriptures when talk about come as a thief in the night. No, I'm gonna go into another precept. It's up in Jeremiah chapter 50 verse 14. It says, "Put yourselves in array against Babylon round about, all you that bend the bow, shoot at her, spare no arrows, for she has sinned against the Lord your house." These the arrows right here. Let me go. I'm gonna run this definition back one more time. What's a military term for nukes? Oh, I'm gonna put it up a different one. No, I wasn't searching for this link because I wasn't even trying to type it in like how I typed it in before in the previous videos about a stolen nuke, but I just typed in military term for nuclear weapons. And here you go, you got it right here. Nah, it ain't no coincidence, man. This in the book of Jeremiah, book of Isaiah, and other various books. They talk about it, so this is a serious event. And that's why, yeah, the scripture that says this, hold on. Go to it. It's in the book of Revelation, chapter 14, verse 12, it says, "Here's the patience of the saints. Here are they that keep the commandments of Yahweh and the faith of Hamashiach." You see, you gotta have faith to know about this, to actually know they're doing this and know where they actually gonna aim these at, and where they gonna aim them at. Let's get back to where they finna aim them at. Because it's clear of where Babylon is. You have scholars of so-called rabbis or whatever. Then you have people playing and saying, America not Babylon. Yeah, all right, whatever. But it's clear as day when you look into the structure of this place. When they talk about a tenth part of a city that fell, the U.S. is divided up into 10 regions. Ain't no coincidence. Let me see. Let me go to another preset. Book of Revelation, chapter 18. Chapter 18, verse 7 says, "For 1 hour so great riches is coming not." What can go off in 1 hour and wipe something the fuck out? Make perfect sense, right? Says, "For 1 hour so great riches is coming not." And every shipmaster, all the company of ships and sailors, and as many as trade by sea stood afar off. Now, what place would shipmasters, sailors, merchants, seamen, whatever, fishermen, what place would they be standing afar off from, looking at something like this take place? Oh, there's only one place on this earth, man. They ain't talking about no Rome. They ain't talking about no. They ain't talking about no Saudi Arabia. They ain't talking about no Japan. They ain't talking about no China. They ain't talking about none of these other places on the earth. Let me go to this one. I said, hold on. Hold it down. This ain't never happened when I've been on here. For some reason, want to pop up. Alright, anyway, it's like locking up or something. Let me see if I can go to the other tab and see what it do. Now, backing up what I was just saying about what other places talking about. Now you had the angel saying Babylon is fallen. I'm going to start at verse 2 in the book of Revelation, chapter 18. It says, "And he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the great is fallen, and has become the habitation of devils, and the hole of every foul spirit, and the cage of every unclean and hateful bird. For all nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication." And they ain't talking about them shipping those drinks out of no silly junk like that either. It says, "And the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her, and the merchants of the earth are waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacies." Now, what place on earth import the most goods and make all these merchants in the sea rich? There's only one place on earth to do that. All these other places, they make the shit. And where they send it at. So, that's why I'm backing up what I was saying down there. Go back to it. I'm going to jump down to verse 11. It's still in chapter 18. It says, "And the merchants of the earth shall weep and mourn over her, for no man buy their merchandise anymore." Because this place ain't no more imports no more. It says, "The merchandise of gold and silver, precious stones, and pearls, and fine linen, and purple, and silk, and scarlet, and all Diane wood, and all manner of vessels of ivory, all manner of vessels of most precious wood, and of brass and iron and marble, and cinnamon and odors, and ointment, and frankincense, and wine, and oil, and fine flour, and wheat, and beasts, and sheep, and horses, and chariots, and slaves, and souls of men. It says, and the fruits of thy soul lusted after, and the fruits that thy soul lusted after are departed from thee, and all things which were dainty and goodly are departed from thee. And thou shalt find them no more at all. The merchants of these things, which were made rich by us, shall stand afar off. A lot of these people, you go to these different countries, you see these little billionaires over across seas or whatever. They got rich just from doing trade and doing business with this place, adopting the customs of this place. It says, who are made rich by her shall stand afar off for the fear of her torment, weeping and wailing, saying, alas, alas, that great city that was clothed with fine linen and purple and scarlet, and decked with gold and precious stones and pearls for 1 hour. So great riches are coming not. And every shipmaster and all the company of ships and sailors, as many as trade by sea, stood afar off and cried when they saw the smoke. And that's another indicator to let you know the whole earth ain't going nowhere, man. People always go, oh, it's the end of the world. No, no, no. It's the end of Esau world. It ain't the end of the whole world. And how these Edomites think. They feel like if they can't rule, then nobody can rule. So best believe they're going to try to take people with them, but it ain't going down like that. God says, and cried when they saw the smoke of it burning, saying, what city is like unto this great city? And cast dust on their heads and cried, weeping and wailing, saying, alas, alas, that great city wherein were made rich, all that had ships in the sea by reason of her costliness. When 1 hour she is made desolate. So this place got all these ports, whether it be the West Coast port out there near Long Beach and on that coastline out there. You got the ports down there in Florida from Miami to Jacksonville, all the way up through Georgia to both Carolinas and Virginia, all these different ports up to New York, down there in the Texas area, Louisiana. All these ports. Why they got all these ports? So they can import all these goods. And that's the main place where these people ship all this stuff. Now, let me see. I'm going to go into a few more precepts and I'm going to end this up. Look at 2 Peter, chapter 3, verse 12. It says, looking for hastening to the coming of the day of Yahweh, wherein the heavens being on fire shall be dissolved, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. What will make elements melt with fervent heat? It's only one thing on this earth that's going to make something melt. Let me run this back. See, this is another reason why you can't line this book up and compare this book with no other book, because this book break down prophecies. These other books, they might show other little information or whatever, stories, but it's not prophetic. This is the guidelines of what to look for, how to carry yourself, what not to do. Testimonies. Like, let me get that real quick. I'm gonna jump out of this. Speak on that. The book basically full of lamentation, warnings, and woe. It's the book of Ezekiel, chapter 2, verse 10. It says, and he spread it before me, and it was written within and without, and there was written therein lamentations and mourning and woe. And that's why a lot of people really don't like to get into these scriptures, because they be like, oh, I don't think that's going to happen, or it spook them up, because they can't stomach it. It'd be sweet. Like, I'm gonna get another one. 1 minute, load up quick. Probably because I got a few tabs open too. So I'm gonna get it real quick. Hold on 1 minute. Let me search for another one because now this site won't have like it ain't loading up. So I'll put up another one. Alright, here we go. This is the book of Revelation, chapter 10, verse 10. It says, "And I took the little book out of the angel's hand and ate it up, and it was sweet in my mouth, sweet as honey." And that's how these scriptures are. When you first learn about it, you find out who you are, where you really come from. What's the name of the Most High? You know, all these other stuff. It's sweet. You know, oh man, you want to go tell everybody. But when you realize everybody ain't gonna get it, this ain't for everybody. A lot of people gonna get wiped out. Shit, even most of your family members, they gonna turn against you. Your woman gonna turn against you. You're gonna be now that you know what's up. Ain't no, the Most High can't wink at your foolishness. I had to scope on you. And that's why it says, and as soon as I had eaten it, my belly was bitter. And that's how it be once you digest this and you realize that this situation right here gonna actually come to pass. It'll make you a little bitter because it's like, hey, you know what's up. Just like the one scripture, like I said, I was gonna shorten this up a little bit more, but with these precepts coming up, so I'm gonna just go ahead and let it flow. It's in the book of Ecclesiastes, I should say, not Ecclesiastes. It says in chapter 1, verse 18, it says that for much wisdom is grief, and he that increases knowledge increases sorrow. How about sometimes you see certain Arkin, it seems like they be down. They don't really be down, because that's what me personally, I definitely got an upbeat, a lively spirit. But actually knowing certain shit, if you ponder on it too much, then you'll have that grief and that sorrow, because you know this gonna happen, man. Ain't no way, ain't no blood prayer group, ain't gonna be no divine intervention to stop this stuff. The angels, they gonna make sure these actually guided to their destination. The prophecy must be fulfilled, as it is written. So let me go back into this, and then I'll end this off. like in the book of 2 Peter. I'm gonna just read on through this, in this book of 2 Peter chapter 3, and it says, I'm gonna start it on. Let's see where I want to come at. Okay, maybe I'm gonna just start at verse 3 and I'm just read on down. In this book of 2 Peter chapter 3, verse 3, it says, knowing this first, that there shall come in the last days scoffers walking after their own lust. And a lot of people, they talk a lot of shit when they know you're into the Bible. They know, yeah, you into that Bible. Or you don't celebrate Christmas, or you don't celebrate Thanksgiving or whatever. Or that stuff ain't gonna happen, it ain't gonna come to pass. They've been saying that for years. They say all this shit, but once this really take place, then they ain't gonna be saying that. That says walking after their own lust and saying, where's the promise of his coming? And that's how people think. They have this mentality. When he coming? Well, but if they was paying attention to the signs, and the signs are letting you know that time way closer than what most people even realize. But it says, for since the fathers fell asleep, all things continue as they were from the beginning of creation. For this they willingly are ignorant. Because it ain't like this information out here. It ain't like you can't go pick your scriptures up or ask somebody if you don't know how to comprehend something. Because a lot of people be too proud to ask questions. They don't want to humble down. It says, for this they willingly are ignorant of, and by the word of Yahweh the heavens were of old, and the earth standing out of the water and in the water, whereby the world that then was, being overflowed with water, perished. And yesterday I seen a rainbow, which was kind of trippy to me, because here we are mid-December, and a rainbow pop up, and that ain't for that sodomite junk either that they be pushing. That was just a sign for the covenant that the Most High made, saying they want to flood the earth with water no more. But the next flood, though, they go the next flood. It says, but the heavens and the earth, which are now by the same word, are kept in store, reserved until fire against the day of judgment and perdition of ungodly men. It says, but beloved, be not ignorant of this one thing, that one day is with the Lord as 1,000 years, and 1,000 years is one day. So, hey, just because people see stuff and it ain't happening yet. Hey man, stuff move way quicker in the spiritual realm. If you ever seen a chariot or some type of divine situation, that move way quicker than what's going on down here. So stuff moving, hey, damn near at the speed of light, if not faster. Now it says, the Lord is not slack concerning his promise, because he gave his word as promise. This was going to happen. It says, as some men count slackness, but as long suffering to us. Because he could have been did this. He could have been seeing all this stuff that's going on, and like, you know what? Let's go ahead and just wipe this damn place out and start it over in a new area of the planet. But he wanted the main thing is, he gave his word that the elect was going to be saved out of this, going to be healed. He's going to bring their name back to remembrance, our heritage back to remembrance, and other prophecies was going to come to pass too simultaneously. That day of temptation, when the RFID mark of the beast be made mandatory, and actually see who really believe in the Most High. If you're going to take that, or if you're going to wait for the Most High to help you out, or you're going to run the east off of help. God says, not willing that any should perish, but that all should come to repentance. Verse 10 says, but the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night, which the heavens shall pass away. The great noise and the elements shall have a fervent heat. The earth also and the works that are there shall be burned up. In verse 11, seeing then that all these things shall be dissolved, what manner of persons are you to be? And all holy conversation and godliness. And you can man, you losing friends and family members leaving you alone. Hey, your woman or whatever, that sometimes a good thing, because a lot of people, like I say, a lot of people gonna get jacked up when this stuff really go down. Even prior to that, a lot of stuff gonna be happening, as it is now. So, to be holy and godly, where holy just goes into the meaning of it, I should say, is just separate. Rocket science terminology, it just means separate. So you can't be around everybody like that. You can't be interacting and hanging out all the time. You gotta separate yourself and focus on what's really going on. And I go through it myself personally. Like, hey, I don't be hanging around everybody. I don't be going to all these little events and all this other bullshit. Because all this stuff gonna be done away with. Now, verse 12 says, looking for and hastening to the coming of the day of Yahweh, wherein the heavens being on fire shall be dissolved, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. Nevertheless, we according to his promise, as he promises, say, look for new heavens and a new earth, wherein dwelleth righteousness. And people always be like, oh, what a man really want or whatever. And they made a movie about that too. Like, a real man want righteousness. So I'm gonna just end this off on that. And Lord's one, this is Edifying. Call on Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shah. Shalom to the left.